Welcome back, my dear students. So last class we have discussed the detailing of a one-way slab. Now today we are going to discuss the numericals on two-way slab. As you have seen the theory part behind the two-way slab, I'll just go through that. A two-way slab is one which is supported on all four edges and the Ly by Lx ratio is less than or equal to 2. So you can see here the supports here, it is supported on all the four edges. These small things tells the restraints, that is the supports. The support on all four edges, and when I apply a load, the deflection is going to take place in this direction. That is, there is bending in both the direction. That is, there is bending in significantly in the x direction as well as in the y direction. As a result, I need to provide the reinforcement in both the directions. That is the main difference between the one-way slab and a two-way slab. That is, in a one-way slab, there is the moment is mainly in the shorter span. That's why we need to provide the main reinforcement along the shorter span only. Here, in this case, we need to provide the moment in both the direction, the reinforcement in both the direction, because it's significant deflection or the significant moment take place in both the directions. So you can see here a solid two-way slab is a ratio of the longer span to shorter span is equal to or less than 2. That is, Ly by Lx ratio is less than or equal to 2, and it must be supported on all the four edges. Then only we could call it as a two-way slab. And there are two types of two-way slab mainly. That is, first one, that is simply supported slab. That is, it will be simply supported on all four edges. And restrained slab, that is, it will be restrained at the end. That is, it won't be lifting up. That is, if I am applying a load, there won't be any lift up at the end. It will be restrained at the end. So we will see that in detail. That is the first one, that is simply supported slab. That is simply supported or unrestrained slab. There is no provision to prevent the corners from lifting. That is, the corners are easy to lift. No additional reinforcement is required. There is no additional reinforcement required to arrest the lifting of the reinforcement. You can see here a simply supported slab. If I am applying a load at this center, it is going to deflect like this. It is going to bend like this, and as a result, there will be a free lift at the top. You can imagine like you are keeping a paper and you are applying some load. What happens when you are applying the load at the middle? The paper will lift from its four edges. So if there is no provision or reinforcement provided at the edges, what will happen is it is free to lift from the edges. Similar concept is being applied here. That is, if I am applying some load over here, what happens is that at the end there is some lifting up of the slab. So this we will consider, that is, we will not provide any reinforcement over here. That is simply supported two-way slab has a provision to lift from the edges if no restraints are provided. So you can see here this is a two-way slab. I am not providing any restraints or any supports restraints over here. It's not fitted or it's not being held up in position over here. You can see at this edge, this edge and this edge or this corners, I am not providing any lift. Now if I am applying the load, what will happen is, see here, you can see here you can see some small lift over here. See, there is lift over here, there is lift over here, there is lift over here. Such slabs are called as unrestrained slabs. There is no provision for providing any torsional reinforcement. That is, we will not provide any reinforcement. So you can see here it's free to lift. So such beams, there will not be any moment produced here because it's very free to lift. So only positive bending moment will be taking place in this case. That is, for simply supported beams without torsional or without reinforcement at the edges for restraining this lift up, there will be only positive bending moment. There won't be any negative bending moment. And the second one is a restrained slabs. That is, the corners are prevented from lifting. This results in development of torsional stresses at the ends, and additional reinforcement in the form of mesh is to be provided to take these stresses. That is, they are prevented from lifting up. So you can see here I am providing the reinforced restraints at the ends also. That is, there are supports at the ends also. And if I am applying the load, see here, there is no lift up at the end. Such type of beams are called as two-way slabs with such type of slabs are called as two-way slabs with restraints. So if I am seeing here, the restraints will be provided in the form of mesh. It will be provided in the form of mesh, and the resistance for this mesh will be Lx by 5, which we will discuss in detail when we are doing the numerical. That is, the distance for providing this the mesh will be the shorter span divided by 5 in the form of square meshes at the top and bottom of the slab. We should provide this at the top and bottom of the slab. You can see here we will be providing the mesh in this way. This is the end view. So you can see here there will be mesh provided 1 2 3 4 5 like this, and in the opposite direction. Similarly, there will be mesh provided at the bottom in the opposite in this direction and this direction. This is the end view of your slab. So you can see here, and since there is restraints provided at the end, there will be both positive and negative bending moment which is taking place. That is, we need to provide the reinforcement at the midspan at the bottom. That is, the tension will be coming at the bottom, and here the tension will be coming at the top. At the support, the tension will be coming at the top, and as a result we need to provide the negative reinforcement. That is, the top reinforcement we need to provide. Here the positive reinforcement is called as the reinforcement which is provided at the bottom. So please make clear, in slab the positive reinforcement mean which is provided at the bottom, and negative reinforcement mean which is provided at the top. That is, the tension is coming at the top. It mainly occurs at the supports. Support we need to provide both positive as well as negative reinforcement, because there is positive moment and negative moment also we need to provide minimum reinforcement. So you can see here when I'm applying a load, what happens is at the midspan you can see at the middle way or the midspan you can see the positive bending moment, and at all the edges you could see a negative bending moment. As you have seen in the last slide, you could see negative bending moment. So if I am taking a strip along this direction, then at the midspan I could see positive bending moment, and at the end span I could see the negative bending moment. At the end span, that is at the supports, I could see the negative bending moment. Similarly, in the other direction also, if I am taking, I'll be having the positive bending moment at the midspan and negative along the edges, that is at the supports. So I could say the two-way slab I'm dividing into two. That is, I'll divide this into, along this direction I'll divide it into two things, that is your edge strip and middle strip. That is, the middle strip will be having positive moments and the edge strip will be taking the negative moments. Similarly, here also we will consider the middle strip and edge strip. That is, the negative moments will be coming over here and the positive moments will be coming over here. You could see this in D1.2 of your IS 456-2000. This also we will discuss in detail when we are dealing with the numerical. So you can see for unrestrained slabs, when the corners are prevented from lifting, D1.1 you could see in your annex D1.1, the moments in the two directions for two-way slabs is given by mx is equal to alpha x w u into lx square, and my is equal to alpha y w into lx square, where mx and my are the moments in the x direction and y direction respectively, and alpha x and alpha y are the IS code coefficients in order to determine these moments. I will explain you this in detail now. That is, the value for alpha x and alpha y are to be taken from table number 26 of your IS 456, where the alpha values depends on the Ly by Lx ratio as well as the type of the panels. So I recommend you to go through Annex D in detail so that you can understand this two-way slab very easily. So if I taking Annex D, the complete design of a two-way slab is given in Annex D of your IS 456-2000. So slabs spanning in two directions. First one, that is restrained slabs. That is, the slabs are restrained such that you have the provision for torsional reinforcement. That is, when the corners of the slabs are prevented from lifting, the slabs may be designed as specified in D1.1 to D1.11. That is, you need to understand this D1.1 to D1.11 such that you can get easily how to do this design. This is D1.1 to D1.11. You need to by heart in detail. Not by heart, you need to understand each and every clause from D1.1 to D1.11. That is the first one. The maximum bending moment per this I am telling about restrained slabs. That is, the corners are prevented from lifting. The maximum bending moment per unit width in a slab are given by the following equation. That is mx is equal to alpha x into lx square, and my is equal to alpha y into it is lx square. That is, even if we are taking my, we are taking the square of the shorter span. Please take care of that. That is, we are not using ly here, where alpha x and alpha y are the coefficients given in table number 26. W is the design load per unit area, and mx and my are the moments on the strip per unit width spanning along Lx and Ly respectively, and Lx and Ly are the length of the shorter span and longer span. So if we go to table number 26, you will get the value for this alpha x and alpha y. So if I am coming to table number 26, you could see the bending moment coefficients for rectangular panels supported on 4 sides with provision for torsional reinforcement. See here, there is provision for torsional reinforcement, which means it is restrained at the ends. So page number 26, you'll get the first one, interior panels, negative moments at continuous edges, positive moments at continuous edges. Here there is a small correction. There is, here you had to write one shorter edge, it is discontinuous. Okay, this is actually one shorter edge discontinuous. There is a small correction in the code. This is actually one shorter edge discontinuous. That is, there are different panels. I will explain you each and every panel. Now you have, this is an interior panel. Since this is an interior, this value depends on the Ly by Lx ratio, and we can see the value for alpha x depends on Ly by Lx ratio, and long term value of alpha y also depends on Ly by Lx ratio. You could see two, that is negative moments at the continuous edge and positive moment at the midspan. This we have discussed. I told you, when it's a restrained slab, there will be negative moment at the edges, that is your corners or the supports, and positive moment at the midspan. So we have the coefficient for determining both the negative moment as well as the positive moment. You can see for different values of Ly by Lx, you can determine the negative moment and the positive moment based on the support condition. So there are different panels based on your condition. That is, up to, we have 9 panels based on this. So I'll explain you this in detail. You can see here, first one is the interior panel, second one, this is actually discontinuous. Need to change it. Okay, so you can see the panels, interior panel, that is, interior panel means the 4 sides will be, if I'm taking here, interior panels means the 4 edges will be discontinuous. That is, I can say the 4 edges will be discontinuous. That means if I'm writing here, then with respect to this plan, see this plan, with respect to this plan, I could say this edge is discontinuous. This edge is discontinuous because there is no continuity at the, it's not continuing further, it's getting finished here. That is called as a discontinuous edge. So I could write this edge is discontinuous, this is discontinuous, this is discontinuous. Here there is a staircase. This is actually a staircase. So there is no portion over here. So I could write this is also a discontinuous edge. Discontinuous edge. So when coming to the plan 2 also, I could write this edges. This all edges are discontinuous. See, these edges are discontinuous edges. These edges are discontinuous edges. Now, if I'm taking this, you could see there is continuity over here. You could see there is continuity over here. So I'll call these edges continuous edges. These edges are continuous edges because there is continuity of the slab to other span. So this is continuous, this is continuous. these slabs are continuous slabs. There is continuity. And coming towards here, this is a plan 3. All the edges are, the 4 edges are discontinuous. The 4 edges are discontinuous. So I could see the first one. If you see the first one, see interior panel. Interior panel means what? All the 4 edges will be continuous, right? So interior panel means all the 4 edges will be continuous. So I could call this one as this one as, so this is also continuous. The first one I could say that is interior panel. You can see here there is interior panel. Interior panel means the 4 sides will be discontinuous. That is, I could write this one as the 4 sides will be discontinuous. That is, I could write this one as number 1. So that is interior panel means if the slab is coming in this way, that is interior panel, that is 4 sides are discontinuous, then I could take it as panel number 1. And here there will be both negative at the midspan. You could see the positive moment, that is a positive moment, and negative moment will be at the edges. Now the second one shorter side discontinuous. That is, I could see here this, I could take it as this one is number 2, this one as number 2, then this one as number 2, because one shorter edge, you could see here one shorter edge is discontinuous. That is, I could call such kind of slabs as, or I need to find the moment corresponding to such kind of slabs in this way. That is, one shorter edge will be discontinuous. The third one, that is one longer edge is discontinuous. That is, one longer edge discontinuous means this is one longer edge discontinuous. Then is there any other? There is no other. There is only one case. That is, here the longer edge is discontinuous and the other 3 edges are continuous. Next one, 2 adjacent edges discontinuous. That is, 2 adjacent edges discontinuous means this is 2 adjacent edges discontinuous. Then I could say this one as 2 adjacent edges discontinuous. Then this one is 2 adjacent edges discontinuous. Then here you could see this is a staircase, there is no continuity here. So I could say here these 2 adjacent edges are here. Also I could write this is continuous, this is slab is continuous here. So I could write here these 2 edges are discontinuous. So this is also panel number 4. This is also panel number 4. And if you come to here, the 3 edges are discontinuous. Here also the 3 edges are discontinuous. So we will go to other case. That is, next one, the 2 shorter edges discontinuous. The 2 shorter edges discontinuous means what? There is no continuity for the shorter edges, so that this is 2 shorter edges discontinuous. And in plan number 2, you could see the 2 shorter edges are discontinuous and the other edges are continuous. The next one is 2 longer edges discontinuous. That is, you could see here there is a 2 longer edges. This is the longer edge and 2 longer edges discontinuous. That is, 2 longer edges. These 2 longer edges are discontinuous. That is, this is panel number 6. The next one is the 3 edges discontinuous. 3 edges discontinuous means here it is discontinuous, here it is discontinuous, and here it is discontinuous. That is panel number 7. Now the next one is 3 edges discontinuous. 3 edges discontinuous means 1, 2, 3. Sorry, there is 3 edges discontinuous and 1 shorter edge continuous. Here 3 edges discontinuous and 1 longer edge continuous. That is, 3 edges discontinuous and 1 longer edge is continuous. That is panel number 7. And 8 means 3 edges discontinuous. That is 3 edges, 1, 2, 3 edges discontinuous and 1 shorter edge continuous. That is 1 shorter edge is continuous. This is panel number 8. This is panel number 8, and this also I could write as panel number 8. And the last one, that is 4 edges discontinuous. That is, this one is 4 edges discontinuous. That is, I could take it as panel number 9. So we have missed one. That is, here 3 edges are continuous and 1 longer edge is discontinuous. That is, 1 longer edge discontinuous. This is also panel number 3. This is panel number 3. So I hope you have understood this. That is, in IS 456 table number 26, the different panels are being mentioned, and I have clearly mentioned the different kind of panels. Hope you are clear with this, how to find the discontinuous edges and continuous edges, and how to find the panels, which panel belongs. In the question, the panel will be discussed. Based on that, you need to understand which panel you are designing. Okay. So now you understood how to take the value for alpha x and alpha y from table number 26 based on the panels. Now you need to read from D 1.2 to 1.11, that is the provision how to provide this reinforcement in the two-way slab, which we will discuss in detail when we are dealing with the numericals. Now when we come to D2, that is simply supported slabs. When the slabs supported do not have adequate provision to resist torsion at the corners and to prevent the corners from lifting, the maximum moments per unit width are given by the following equation: mx is equal to alpha x into w lx square and my is equal to alpha y into w lx square. That is where mx and my, w, l, yx are same as given in D 1.1, that is your moment in x direction, y direction, w is the total load, lx and ly are the shorter and longer spans, and alpha x and alpha y are the moments coefficients given in table number 27. That is the difference. That is, for a simply supported slab, that is there is no provision for torsion, you need to take the alpha x and alpha y coefficients from table number 27, and there will be only positive moments, because I told you, since it is there is no resistance or restraints at the end, there won't be negative moment developed, and as a result there will be only positive moment develops. That is, table number 27 gives you for different values of ly by lx the alpha x and alpha y value, and that will be a positive value alone. And this D 2.1.1 will give you how to detail or how to provide the reinforcement. So we will discuss this in detail when we are doing the numerical. So you just need to understand, when the torsional reinforcement or the provision, there is no lifting, there is a prevention of lifting, you need to consider from D1 to D 1.11, and you need to use the table number 26. And if there is provision for there is no provision for lifting, there is provision for lifting, that is there is no torsional reinforcement provided, then you should take table number 27, then there is will be only positive bending moment. And here also you could see if the four edges are discontinuous. The four edges are discontinuous means there is no continuity, and as a result there won't be the negative moment developed, there is only positive moment developed here also. So next class we will start with the numericals. That is, we will do the numericals on restraint as well as unrestrained slabs, and we will solve it continuous slab. There will be 3 numericals, and the detailing will be discussed in a live session. So I hope you are clear up to here. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.